From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening of Evenings LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. And that recon is going to become law this month. Here we go. The confirmation comes in from Chuck Schumer. And the details tonight is that Mitch and Chuck are working hand in hand. Yeah, you have not woken up in an altered universe or the Twilight Zone. This is literally happening tonight. We're going to go over the breaking news about a secret meeting that started in the month of October and has continued to date with the recon part of the question. The recon will pay you a lot of checks, upwards of $15,000, but you need money right now. Holiday, Christmas stimulus before Christmas. Where is it? It's third stimulus. And viewers of this channel in the last few days and weeks have done well. I'm going to show you how viewers have gotten on average $5,000 to $6,000 from this third stimulus and how you can get it right now to pay for your bills and have a beautiful Christmas. We'll be turning to that student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. We'll be turning to this stimulus and the latest on that. We had a jaw-dropping blowout jobless claims number this morning. I'm going to explain to you what that number showed. I'm also going to tell you what's going on with the COVID and that Omarion. You know, he was in that pop singer group a few years ago. Omicron, the latest details on the virus, and the breaking details about what you're going to anticipate between now and December 15th when the Federal Reserve speaks to us about the tightening and the interest rate spikes for next year, plus a preview of the second episode of Calzino LA coming up tonight. You're going to see it in this recording. The first ever glimpse into what's going on with the scarf trade. Those details and more as we go into a big evening. The exciting details is you're going to get third stimulus today. You're going to get third stimulus this week. You're going to get that Christmas stimulus, and then you're going to get fourth stimulus right behind it, right after Christmas. Those incredible details as we go into a big evening of Evenings LA with a new jaw-dropping agreement between Chuck and Mitch to get stuff done. Who would ever thought it would happen? But it only happens here on Evenings LA. And here we go, my friends, into a big evenings LA that I never thought I would ever record. Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer having secret meetings since the month of October to get the debt ceiling limit done now, to get the defense bill done, to get the second debt ceiling done, and to get the recon passed by those Democrats. I have all the latest details in this jaw-dropping report. You never would have thought I would ever be saying something like this on camera. The recon will become a law this month, the fourth stimulus recon, and it's going to be the biggest payout you have in this History's channel. You're going to get at least $15,000 of cash in your hand, but you're not going to wait for fourth stimulus recon because third stimulus is paying you today, and it's been paying you this week. And if you got some money already from this week from this channel, I'm going to show you how to get more. This is your Christmas stimulus. This is the stimulus you're getting before Christmas. It's third stimulus, and I'm going to show you how to get it in this recording. We'll be turning that student loan debt forgiveness. We'll be going to the fifth stimulus. We'll be going to the breaking financial details that are coming from the Federal Reserve with that tightening expected to be announced on December 15th. It's huge across the board. We'll be going over the Senate changes that are coming to that recon and the anticipation of the parliamentarians' rule. Then we'll be going over to what's happening with the variant and the announcement from Pfizer, plus an exclusive look into a second new episode with Jovita Late. Those details and more coming up in the second half of this video. Those and plus a glimpse into a new show coming to this channel any moment. Let's go into the excitement, and the excitement starts right now in a big evenings, LA. But first, I want you to subscribe. Go under this video right now and hit that subscribe button. 3,000 likes. Make sure you like and become a part of the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America, LALATE. Become a member today to get that incredible newsletter. It comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that features the big money in this recon. The newsletter comes out 7 p.m. this evening. And with that, let's go right into this incredible recon. that is going to become a law this month in the month of December and pays you a lot of money. Let's go over the checks in there starting right off the board. The recon will pay you at least $15,000. And where are those checks? Across 3 clusters and 3 add-ons. And we start with them with cluster number 1 right now. Hazard pay got in there. $4,000 of elder care got it in there. $4,000 to care for young children. Then they got the Pell Grant, $550. They got the $3,600 for the CTC for the child tax credit. And then they got the repairs for the low-income community homes. Finally got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle, and that is just the first of 3 clusters. How do you get this money? Stay with me. It's coming up in just a second. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters here in Southern California. She got that money in there. She wanted free money for the purchase of your first home. She got it in there. Yeah, you heard me right. This is money for the purchase of your first home. How much did she get in there? She wanted $25,000. They got a little bit less. How do you get this incredible sums of money? Stay with me. It's coming up later in this video. Let's go to the second cluster checks. They got in there home repairs and paid leave. They also got in there the household tax credit and also the universal pre-kindergarten. But the home repairs in this cluster refers to weatherizing your home. And that is very important because, you need to be festive for the holidays. And it does not mean the strand light of bacon. Yeah, that's the bacon stimulus. That's a 6 stimulus. There you go. Let's go to the second add-ons of checks. And the president wanted it in there. He got it from Bob Casey. Bob Casey put it in there. And who is Bob Casey? He is the wonderful legislator from Pennsylvania. He got that provision in there. It is $250 billion, just a little bit less, for that home health care and for seniors and people on disabilities. He went $250. He got a little bit less. Let's go to the third cluster of checks. And that third cluster is the cluster we call deliciousness. Wow, a lot of checks in there. Free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, immigration reform. And then they got the money for the seniors, the free internet. Also, the money for the independent contractors. But the seniors' money is the Medicare expansion. The House got 2 provisions in there for Medicare expansion, which is the Medicaid gap fix and the hearing. The senators vow to add 3 more, which is dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which is par for the course of what we're talking when we talk about the acronym created on this channel called MSC. MSC is what we on this channel refer to as multiple IRS stimulus checks. Now, understand the 4 stimulus recon has multiple checks, lots of checks in there that pay at least $15,000. But this specifically refers to a different instrument, which is an IRS sent out check. Back in the month of May, I told viewers of this channel, pick up the phone and advocate for its inclusion to those senators. Over 5 million Americans from this channel have called, the biggest place of advocacy in the planet, this channel. And during that time, thousands of viewers were told by those 6 senators it's going in there. But 2 weeks ago, the legislation landed in the Senate. The ball is now in their court. I said, pick up the phone and re-advocate. And you did. And the great news is that over the last 7 days, those viewers again were told by those 6 senators it's going in there. That's why it's important to advocate yourself as well. And those 6 senators you want to advocate to, let's go over their names and who they are starting right now. They are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. You need to advocate for these items across the board. Now, when we're talking about MSC, what are we talking about? They indicate to viewers of this channel that they want to do the same income qualifications as a third stimulus check. $75,000 less, single individual, got it. Married couple, $150,000 less, got it. Double it. Family of 4, they got it. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security Railroad benefits, they got it as well. Everyone would get it, whether adult dependent or on benefits. It is not income. It's not taxable. And it is offered nationwide. A lot of bizarre comments come in the live chat where people say, it's not in my state. No, this is federal stimulus covered on this channel. I don't cover state stimulus. So this is all federal programs in every single state. Now, what's important for you to understand is you need to advocate across the board because guess what? The legislation is now in the Senate, and this is the place of where you want to advocate to. And you have done really well. Lynn Glenn picking up the phone and speaking to Bob Casey's office and being told it's going in there. Tyrell picking up the phone and being told it's going in there. Bonnie picking up the phone and speaking to Liz Warren's office and being told it's going in there. Donnie and his wife Sharon picking up the phone and speaking to Ron Wyden's office, being told it goes in there. And Janet picking up the phone and speaking to Chuck Schumer's office and being told it's going in there via Bernie Sanders. What you need to do is continue to advocate until this becomes law. And we're about 3 weeks away from this becoming law. So pick up the phone and speak to that staff right today, and at least leave a voice message. They now have a total between congressional senators' offices receive more contact for advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition, says a chief of staff to one of those senators featured in that graphic before. Everyone's amazed by the outpouring of touching stories. Now they have a better understanding of what Americans are going through during this pandemic. They have heartbreaking stories, and they voice the people across the nation in ULA as you have become too loud to be ignored. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy as a professional voice of the people you have become until this becomes law. Very, very kind. So continue to advocate with those senators and say why you needed it. Do not use the words MSC, use simple words. And call Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Meantime, give yourself some time to advocate for yourself. And that advocating for your wallet involves third stimulus. And viewers of this channel have gotten on average $5,000 to $6,000 the last 2 weeks, what I call Christmas stimulus, because it comes before Christmas. It's third stimulus. And the second half of this video, I'm going to show you how to get your Christmas stimulus. This is money you're going to get before Christmas. It's third stimulus, and countless viewers continue to get it, and you will as well in this recording. Plus, if you've gotten some, I'm going to show you how to get more also in tonight's recording. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. This stimulus, the latest on that. But we're going to start with the breaking news after the commercial break about this recon that's going to get passed this month, and the checks that are going in there, and the changes that are coming across the board. Plus, we'll be looking at the latest details of what's happening on with the Financial Reserve and the Federal Reserve Chairman's statements coming on December 15th. The latest details on the variant and what we learned from Pfizer, and my commentary, the final 15 minutes of this video. USA the very end. We have a big recording tonight, plus a preview of tonight's Casino LA, all coming up in the second half. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as this big Evenings LA continues. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in the second half of this big Evenings LALATE. The recon will pass, and suddenly you're going to see tonight that there's been a secret series of meetings between Chuck and Mitch. Yes, you're not hearing me incorrectly. That is Chuck and Mitch. A new bipartisan alliance is going on. What has happened? Senate changes across the board. They're coming up in the second half of this video. The programs in this recon, fourth stimulus recon, will be the biggest cash payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. I'm going to show you those checks in the second half. But you want Christmas stimulus? It's third stimulus. I'm going to show you how to get cash in your hand before the Christmas weekend. Then student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. This stimulus, the latest on that. Plus, we're going to go over the breaking news about what's going on with the Federal Reserve on that December 15th date. We'll be turning back to the latest details from Pfizer and the variant, And you'll see my commentary in the final minutes of this video. You do not want to wait and do not want to miss the final minutes of this video, plus a preview of the new Calcino tonight. It's a brand new episode. I have that coming up in the second half of this video. So with that, go under this video and subscribe. I want you, Pause Incredible family, right now, hit that subscribe button. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and become a member of the #3 most watched financial channel in America. I want you part of this incredible family, so you get the newsletter tonight. Also sign up for those LA alerts, which is totally free, under the video right now. And with that, let's go into the big second half of this video, starting with those secret meetings with Mitch and Chuck. Who would have ever thought I would be recording such a video on this channel? The details starting right now. We learned today, via a series of reports from Politico with incredible investigative reporting, that since the month of October, no one knew, including fellow senators and House members, that Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer were having secretive meetings before Thanksgiving, and we're doing them all up to the present. What was the purpose of the meetings? The purpose of the meetings were to have a new bipartisan agreement on passing legislation without obstruction. This is really jaw-dropping. We started the month of December believing that we were worried we had no less than about 5 major legislations we had to pass in 1 month, and then they wouldn't be able to get to the recon because they had too much to do. That is no longer a worry tonight. Why? Because 1, Chuck and Mitch had the agreement not to have that happen back in October, and that agreement is now being surfaced today. 2, that now you see the fruits of that across the board. You saw it last week when they moved one of the debt ceiling limits items to February. You're going to see it today as the other debt ceiling limit, the bigger one, is going to actually become law. Yes, become law in the United States by potentially the end of today. This was because of an agreement. Minutes ago, the Senate voted on it, and Republicans followed Mitch's lead to allow the vote to happen. 3, you are going to see the defense budget bill also become a law. These are among issues that we thought we might not ever see done in the month of December. And finally, this is clearing the way to get the recon done quicker, easier than ever before. Why has Mitch turned a different corner? I'll explain my analysis of it in the final minutes of this video. Stay at the very end. But let's turn over to the timeline. Where is the timeline tonight? The timeline tonight is that Chuck Schumer believes that the recon will become a law. Your fourth stimulus recon will become a law by Christmas. I don't believe that's the case. I believe it's going to become a law right after Christmas. Why? Because there's a time crunch. The only way it could become a law the day before Christmas is if they work on it the weekend before Christmas, which they could. They traditionally have not. They've traditionally worked the weekend after Christmas. Let me show you the issue. Chuck Schumer wants the voting on the recon, not this week, not next week, but the week of Christmas, which is a shortened week. Well, you need about 5 days to do the voting. You need the House, you need the Senate floor, you need the 2-day Senate vote-a-rama, you need going back to the House, because remember, if you change even a punctuation of the bill, it goes back to the House. That's 4 to 5 days, and we have a half-day week, the week of Christmas. So, I don't think they're going to get it done the week of Christmas. I think they're going to pass it the week after Christmas, and it'll become a law the 27th, 28th, if they don't work on it the weekend before. Now, do I believe it's going to become a law? Absolutely. Why do I believe it's going to become a law? 1, both conservative and liberal analysts currently this week are looking at the situation and believe the same. They believe it's going to become law. 2, I believe this new era of not being obstreperous, blocking things during procedural items with Mitch and Chuck signals that the recon will be smooth sailing for the Democrats to pass it. 3, we now see that there's a key element, and one of the key elements is several major provisions of the fourth stimulus recon or continuation provisions under third stimulus recon. And they're set to expire January 15th, but under the law, you can't wait to January 14th to extend them. You have to do the vote in mid to late December, says Senator Tim Kaine. So I believe this is why you're going to see this become law about the 27th, 28th. And there you go. I'll have more about this analysis later in this video. Stay to the final 5 minutes. You're going to see big analysis you've never seen before until tonight. It's in the final 5 minutes of this video. But let's turn right into those incredible provisions that are in this recon, fourth stimulus recon, that will be the single biggest payout in history of this channel. You have learned how to get money from this channel. You learned it last year by getting big money during the holidays, earlier this year by getting it from third stimulus, lately from getting third stimulus. But when you look at fourth stimulus, it's It's substantially bigger. And it's at least $15,000 of checks in this incredible recon. So let's go over them, starting with the first one, which is the paid leave. They got the paid leave in there, and that is a lot of money. What is the paid leave? It is $1,700 if you make $35,000 or more, $75,000 or more per year. If you make $35,000 or more per year, it's about $800 a week. If you make $15,000 annual salary, it's about $400 a week. How many weeks? 4 weeks per year, upwards of 4 weeks per year. And so on the high end, it's about $5,000 to $6,000. There you go. That is incredible. Now, if you don't work but live with your son or daughter who does work, if they take off from work once a week to take you to the doctors, they're going to get the payout for the household. They got in there the incredible SALT cap, bringing it to $72,500 from $10,000. This is the state and local tax deductions you're allowed to bring to the map. That is incredible. They got the job training, $40 billion of free job training in there because millions of Americans want to learn a new trade and get paid a higher salary. Daily, people send me private messages saying, what's going on with the cheaper medication? So cheaper insurance, they got it in there. And this is the Medicaid gap fix. There's 12 Republican states that had never paid for Obamacare. So the Democrats got a workaround plan in there that will provide years of subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states. Then they got the best provisions, tire recon, which is $150 billion for housing. And that incredible $150 billion of housing is 6 provisions. It starts with 3 provisions and adds 3 more. The 3 new provisions are the weatherizing, the home repairs, and the first-time home purchases. But the other 3 are a continuation of third stimulus, rent, utilities, mortgage assistance. And the great news is you don't have to wait for that. You can get it right now under third stimulus. So get that pen and paper ready. But first, let's go over the details and take it step back a little bit. In December 2020, this channel had an exclusive preview of a new body of legislation, which I first coined the phrase third stimulus. And I said, I'm going to show you this upcoming legislation for next year, third stimulus. It has a $1,400 stimulus check in there, but I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on the big money in this third stimulus. I can get you on average $15,000. When it became law, I said, you know what? Now it's law. I'm pretty sure I can get you at least $15,000. Don't focus on the $1,400 stimulus check, because $1,400 versus $15,000. Yeah, you didn't focus on the stimulus check. You focused on the big money that was coming as well, and you got it. The average viewer of this channel got $45,000 from third stimulus earlier this year, and many of the viewers of this channel continue to get third stimulus every month throughout the entire rest of the year. And that continued throughout the year up to a few weeks ago. But what's important to understand is that then 2 weeks ago, I saw the situation. You saw the situation. We all saw the situation. That fourth stimulus was not going to be paying you anything before the holidays. It wasn't going to be paying you before Christmas. And you needed your bills paid. And I said, hey, you know what? Let's get some other money. And that is when I brought third stimulus back in the equation. This is your Christmas stimulus. This is money you're getting before the holidays. And the great news is you have listened, you have learned, and you have succeeded. Countless viewers have averaged out $5,000 to $6,000 in their wallet in the last 2 weeks from third stimulus. They have gotten rent and 3 utilities or 2 utilities. They have gotten on average 3 items. They have gotten on average 4 to 6 months of rent. And they continue to get those sums of money. So get that pen and paper ready, and I'll show you how to get those sums of money. But let's start with some incredible success stories. And those incredible success stories start with some of the comments that came in just in the last hour or two. First, we start with Amy. Amy says, thank you so much for your unprecedented dedication to helping viewers learn how to attain financial help during the uncertain times of hardship since the beginning of COVID's appearance in our nation. Your extensive coverage of detailed current information has been a blessing to so many. Your demeanor is always pleasant, positive, witty, and a pillar of hope for the American people. Thank you so much. My husband and I were able to finally get help with utilities, rent, and food stamps. She got 3 rounds of rent starting in the summer, 3 rounds of utilities starting in the summer, 2 rounds of rent starting earlier in the summer, and then food stamps. So I love this so far. She got multiple rounds. She's on our 3rd round, so she's listening really well to this channel. Then she also says, you know what? I'm in a rural area of Kentucky, summer shade, And people don't think there's any money around. There is money around, and I got it. And they might not be big figures, but I got it. So there you go. That is your inspiration. If you're in a rural part of the United States, understand Amy is your inspiration. There is money everywhere for everyone. Let's turn to another comment that came in today, and boy, it's incredible. It came in from Judy. She said, "LALATE, you're definitely Jesus in disguise." I love that. Thank you, Judy. Thank you for your reporting. I got $3,000 for December, January 2022, February 2022. That's how we do it. You get the money into the future. You keep on getting the money in the future. And last year, I got $3,000 of rent. So this is a longtime viewer who got rent last year, got early this year. And you know what? I'm going to get money next year, she says. You are. Of course you are. I've told friends and families about you, and they're getting food and mortgage assistance because of your channel as well. That's how you do it. Sandra got money as well, and she says, "Thank you, LA. Thank you again. I appreciate that, Sandra." Tony got money via Amber's help. Amy got Linda Holt got money. Then Thorn Diaz got 4 months of rent. Deborah got 6 more months of rent. Says thank you, LA. John Meyer, Chef John Meyer, you know him. He got another extra SNAP, so he got extra money. He's looking to get some more utilities. There you go. And then Lynn says, "I'm never going to stop watching you." She got more rounds. She got another round of rent. And there is more success stories that keep on coming in by the hour. We have Robin, who got 3 rounds of one utilities, 3 rounds of another utilities, and she says you're an angel in disguise. Then we have a D. Miller, who says she got 4 more months of rent, totaling $2,800. Very incredible. We have Madonna, who got 3 rounds just this week. Kathy says you are a godsend. Thank you, Kathy. She got about $6,000. Then we have Morel, who got 3 rounds. We have May Lou, who got about $6,000. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate that too, Mary Lou. And then we have Jay Grant, who says, "I speak for all of us. We love you, LA." Love you back, Jay Grant. Got about $5,000. Melissa Justice got $10,000. Incredible. And there's Chris. I love Chris's story. Why? Because Chris got $10,000 earlier this year for this channel. But he writes, "I would have never known about this other sums of money, this additional round, if you would not have brought in this channel 2 weeks ago." He got $5,000 just a few days ago. So if you got money before for this channel, get some more. If you never got money before for this channel, today's your day. And if you got some money this week, I'm going to show you how to get extra sums of money. More Christmas stimulus starts right now. So get that pen and paper ready if you're not a member. And if you are a member, bring that newsletter in front of you and follow along as we go through the details starting right now. We're going to start with the rent, and this is a lot of money, and boy, is it great. It was $20,000 to $30,000 about 3 months ago. How much has it gone up? It's gone up a lot. And now most viewers of this channel get about $40,000 for this rent. So what's important to understand is the sky is the limit. You want to keep on getting these rounds one after another. And let's look at some of these numbers and see how quickly they've gone up. Here was 3 months ago. 20 to 30,000. It's gone up a lot. Now it's 40,000. We had one viewer this week get 38,000 just for rent. We had another viewer get 138,000 for all these incredible items for third stimulus in just the last few days for his family. That's the single biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel for one family from one recon. So where do you get these 6 items? Are you ready? City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, and State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. There you go. Now, there are 3 musts. You must reach out to all 6 places, number 1. Number 2, you must get applications on file everywhere you can. And number 3, you must keep on getting multiple rounds. If you got 1 round earlier this year, get another round today. If you got 1 round yesterday, get another round today. You get multiple rounds with different companies. Do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Utilities, yes, reach out to utility companies. And the keywords you're going to say utility assistance because of COVID. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. Now, here's some tough love for some of my viewers who had big success stories in those opening remarks. If you got 2 utilities, where's the third? I know you got a third utility. Go get that third utility today. SNAP is money for food. Get it from Department of Agriculture. If you got a third stimulus check, why are you paying for your own food? Pick up the phone and get on SNAP from Department of Agriculture. Next, combo. Nisi and Art Sullivan showed us this back in May. They were the first to get 3 items, and I said to viewers at the time, get 3 items, and viewers did. Mark was at 2 items at $32,000. I said, Mark was your third. He got his third, brought him to $50,000. He got more items now. He's at $100,000. There was a Lorraine at 105. I said, Lorraine, go get some more. She did. She's at $120. And with that, let's go to the incredible inspirational story that comes in from Johnny. It's a three-part story. It embodies what you need to do when getting this money. Johnny, part one, started a day with zero on a Monday. By the Wednesday, he had $45,000 from 3 approved programs. He was the same as 2 other viewers. Now, I love that story, but I love what happened later in part one of the story. Johnny didn't stop there. He kept on pushing, because guess what? I say in the recordings, don't stop pushing until you get every sum you can. And he heard that, he kept on pushing, and by the end of the week, Johnny had 7 programs approved. To get 7 programs approved, what did Johnny do? He had to have made 15 phone calls, because you're going to get a 20 to 50% disapproval rating, rejection rating. And to get that, he got 7 programs approved. How much did he get in 5 days? He got $80,000. That is incredible. So for anyone that says, I made 1 phone call and I got a rejection, what's important to understand is you don't stop with a 1 rejection. Johnny got at least 7 of them, and he kept on pushing, got 7 approvals. Part 2 of Johnny's incredible story started the following Monday. He reached out to his family members, said, hey, I got $8,000 last week. They said, from what? Third stimulus in LALATE. They said, oh, but I haven't heard about this anywhere else. He says, they don't cover this anywhere else. He covers it. Let me show you how to get it. And those 2 family members went from non-believers to believers in just 3 days. By the end of the week, they each had $50,000. Now, what's the landscape right now? The landscape is that this channel, LALATE, is the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America among broadcasters and anyone else. But I'm number 1. This channel is number 1 for geopolitical news. Number 1 for geopolitical news. I don't cover everything in finance. I don't cover options and futures and SPACs. And that doesn't mean they don't exist. I just don't cover it. Well, if they don't cover my stuff, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means they just don't cover it. Which turns us to part 3 of this incredible story, which came in this 2 Sundays ago. Johnny was on instant messaging to me and said, hey, I've been having people come over the home asking, can you do what you did for other people for me? And he said, okay. So he kept on helping people, showing them this channel, watching the videos with those other people. And suddenly the numbers grew. By the end, he had helped 32 people get money for third stimulus. So I asked Johnny, how much did he get those 32 people? He said $850,000. $850,000. If you're not a member of this channel right this moment, go right down to the video right this moment, become a member. Get that incredible newsletter, Monday through Friday, that features all this incredible money, because why would you not? The membership newsletter comes out 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system. It features the 6 places you reach out to. It features the keywords you want to say. It also features the important letter from Treasury you want to read before making the phone call. Not cover this video. It features the 5 nonprofits. Not cover this video. And it features the 1 nonprofit that helps with home repairs. Not features this video. It features the nonprofits that help with small appliances and nominal home repairs as well. So consider becoming a member and do the incredible numbers that Johnny got as well. And with that, let's go back into fourth stimulus, which we left off last in that housing provision. Well, the 3 new housing provisions in there are, number 1, home repairs if you live in a low-income community. Number 2, weatherize your home. That's like the windows, then the roof, all types of communities. And then number 3, the first-time home purchases. Wow. Which brings us to the $150 billion of in-home health care in this recon. This is free money for my seniors and my independent and my people on disabilities. It's a covered benefit. They got $550 checks for the Pell Grant for my college students in there. Great. And they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle, U.S. unionized labor. Then they got $65 a month when that student is not in school for nutrition. Incredible. Which brings us to the best provisions, Recon, the cheaper medication. Wow. Cheaper medication, day 1. 20 medications were dramatically slashed in price. Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, cancer, arthritis, diabetes, the most expensive medication. So an insulin dose would go from $1,000 to $35 overnight. It'll grow to 30 medications by the year 2028, and they cannot increase more than the rate of inflation. If they do, there's a penalty provision. Penalty provision? You can't do a penalty provision in a recon. So says Pat Toomey, the Senate Republican. I agree. And that is among the provisions that an independent auditor called the Senate Parliamentarian is set to decide on this week and next week. Chuck Schumer wants his subcommittees of the Senate to finish all the final drafts of the language this week and next week. She's been looking at drafts, prior drafts, since July. He wants to present it to her so she can rule on it. What I think is going to happen, I think that type of provision is going to come out. I think the immigration reform is coming out. She previously said it cannot go by recon, and the paid leave is a battleground. Now, it's interesting. You look at that graphic, 15,000, you're like, well, it looks like there's a lot more than 15,000. You're right. Everything from third stimulus is in there, and that's 45,000. That brings you to 50,000 already. We have all those provisions the Senate is going to add in there. I'm going to go over those in a second. And we're clearly over 15,000. So yes, this is the biggest payday across the board. So let's go into the other provisions that are in this final round across the board. Let's continue with fourth stimulus and look at the provisions that are new and the provisions that are reoccurring. So some of the provisions that are new in this fourth stimulus recon are the universal pre-kindergarten, free money for pre-kindergarten 3 to 4 year olds for 1 year. We went over the home health care, totally free, covered benefit. And we went over the hearing, which is a check. But the next few provisions are repeat from third stimulus. That's why they didn't want the legislation to lapse. They got child care back end, child care tax credit, the $3,600 approximately front end, earned income tax credit back end in there as well. We went over the Pell Grant, we went over the nutrition, we went over the housing repairs. So what are the other provisions that the Senate have added in there? I'll be going over those in a second, but let's take a detour for just a second over into student loan debt forgiveness, which would go by executive order. The president has an offer on the table to forgive $10,000 student loan debt. The Democrats should take it. He previously forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled, working in the nonprofit, and also the public sector workforce as well. Fifth stimulus, and that COLA raise. Let's go over the details. Your benefits are going up January 1, 5.9%. You don't have to do anything. It's automatic. Didn't receive the letter? Don't worry, don't need it. You're going up 5.9% January 1. Now, right behind that is fifth stimulus because it says, you know what? A COLA doesn't work. So we want to get rid of it and apply a new benchmark next December 2022, which will be inflation. First, I want to step you up one big time to get caught up, then apply inflation as your new benchmark starting in December. That means you're going to get 3 lifts in 1 year. They're going to remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty, and love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Let's go over all that breaking financial news today, because boy, it was a lot, and follows on what happened last Friday and what's happening this next week as well. Let's go over and step back to last Friday. Last Friday, Wall Street crashed and cryptocurrency went down 50% within 24 hours because the new jobs number, which is a monthly number, came in at the best number in nearly a half a century, blowing out all expectations of what people thought was going to happen with the Federal Reserve. Let's go over broadly what happened. People were looking at the Federal Reserve, which is meeting on December 15th and announcing their policies for next year. And everyone thought they had it right. They thought that the Federal Reserve was going to taper slowly and then announce one interest rate spike at the end of December 2022. They were very wrong because the economic data that came in last Friday was so robust, so good, so strong that many now believe there'll be quicker tapering by the Federal Reserve announced on December 15th and 2 interest rate spikes next year, with the one potentially in Q1 2022. So that's why Wall Street crashed. Over the weekend, I told you if Omicron doesn't get worse, expect that exactly event to happen with the Federal Reserve on December 15th. Well, let's go over what has happened since my reporting on that. Number one, overnight, we have learned from the head of Pfizer that Omicron is no longer the threat we initially thought. In a series of statements from that Pfizer head, if you're triple vaccinated, you're fine against Omicron. If you're double vaccinated, you're not. Double vaccination will not provide the level of security against Omicron, just like it doesn't provide the level of security against Delta. You need to be double vaccinated and a booster to survive Omicron. But at the moment, Omicron does not appear to be any more severe than Delta. That was great news, but also signals that the Federal Reserve may come in stronger on December 15th. Then I also told viewers early this week that we need to see if there's any other financial data that goes off the rails or stays along this line that the economy is very strong. Well, this morning, the new jobless numbers come in. And if you've been with this channel since day one, you know what I talk about every Thursday. And it is the new jobless claims. These are people who newly went on unemployment the week before. And when this channel started on April 25th, I was reporting to you that there was 1 million Americans unemployed or seeking unemployment assistance for the first time that week before. Before the pandemic, it was 230,000. The first week of the pandemic, it shot to 1 million and stayed at 1 million, even higher for over 25 weeks, a record number. It came into the 800, then came into the 300,000. Then in the last 4 weeks, it has improved dramatically. So where did it come in today? 184,000. Yeah, you're hearing me right. I've been reporting to you for over a year when it was 1 million and it was at 184, not 1,084,000, 184,000. It is the lowest number of weekly jobless claims since September 6, 1969. And I need to make this very clear to you. There's no spinning in this number. There is no spinning, it's because of that, it's because of this. No, 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 no. This is a true number. It's consistent with what we see last Friday. So what's the takeaway? You're going to see the Federal Reserve come in with that very strong policy on December 15th. And until then, it's a nail biter because this market may crash or have a major correction because this economy is going to get a big smack from the Federal Reserve with those interest rate spikes. Expect rates to come down as well. And with that, let's go into the breaking details of that surprise meeting between Chuck and Mitch that's been going on for months. All right, let's step this back. We started the month of December with me saying, I'm worried. There's a lot of legislation that has to be done in the month of December. Can they get to the recon? Well, we didn't know that it was never a worry. Why? Back before Thanksgiving, Mitch McConnell reached out to Chuck Schumer, and they've been having secret meetings ever since then that only the White House and Nancy know that's concerned doing bipartisan agreements to getting legislation moving forward. By the end of this week, you are going to have the defense bill law, the debt ceiling limit raised and law, the other debt ceiling limit moved to February, and everything done for the month of December that had to be done except for stimulus recon, which along this trail will also not see any blockage from the Republicans. Wow. Who would have known? Now, if you're wondering why is this happening? Let me explain my commentary across the board. My commentary is the following, that there's a series of beliefs that Mitch McConnell wants to say, let the Democrats spend what they want to spend as much as you want to spend, go ahead, and when the midterms come along, if the economy is not good, we're going to blame you for the spending. That's certainly not the type of camp that Ted Cruz wants to do. Ted Cruz wants to say, don't ever let them spend. Block them, block them, block them. Mitch doesn't want to do that. He thinks it looks bad to have the country go on default and things like that. So he wants the Democrats to spend as much as they want to spend and then blame it on them at the midterm elections. Who cares? For you and I, we like it because that means that the recon is easy to get done. So with that, let's turn back into the recon right now. First, the recon will become a law in the month of December, I believe. And I believe everyone else across the board of the analysts and Washington believes the recon has become a law. Number two, do I think it's going to become a law before Christmas? No, unless they work on it the weekend before, and I don't think they are. So I think it's going to become a law around the 27th, 28th. Number three, is the recon going to, forced stimulus recon, going to pay you anything in your wallet before Christmas? No. Is it going to pay you anything in your wallet in December? Likely no. Is third stimulus? Absolutely. And that is why I'm so proud of you. Third stimulus is your Christmas stimulus. And I've been preparing you for all these things since December. And I want to give you 2020. And I want to give you a step back and bring you back to the present just right now. In December 2020, we were looking at third stimulus. And I said, I want you to get money under second stimulus for these holidays because you have holiday bills. And it's good because when third stimulus becomes law, this is what I was telling you a year ago, you're going to have the skill set to know how to do this. And when third stimulus became law, you had the skill set. You did really well. You got an average $45,000 from this channel earlier this year. You saw in the comments that viewers came back and got another round during the summer, which we featured in July and August. Viewers have continued to get rounds, but you had the skill set in the last 2 weeks. And when I said to you 2 weeks ago, and you and I all knew, that there wasn't going to be a fourth stimulus in your wallet by Christmas, but that third stimulus was available, you pounced as a Purple Hawk, and you did really well. Countless viewers have heard my reckoning and my message to go get that third stimulus, and you've gotten $5,000 to $6,000. And you see these incredible messages like Judy and Sandy that say, hey, we're going to have a beautiful Christmas. And Amy says, we're going to have a beautiful Christmas because you helped show us how to get these sums of money. That is financial independence. Getting your bills paid and clearing up your debts so bills are paid and you have that financial freedom. It's incredible. Looking over the last few months, I'm so proud of how far you've come. When I came into the space in December or fall last year, people had created this horrible financial dependency. I only want one instrument. I'm waiting for that instrument. When is that instrument coming? And I said, this is awful. We called it Donut Guy. This is awful because you're waiting for an event, which is not what you should be doing. You should be cashing checks. I refocused you, and let me refocus you tonight. The focus is big money in your hand, lots of it, and fast, and not caring what it's called. You want cash in your hands, you want lots of it, and don't care what it's called. And that is why the viewers like you have done so well in the last 2 weeks. If you just found this channel today, today's your opportunity. If you're one of those viewers that got the money in the last 2 weeks, here's some tough love for you right now. I see a lot of people in these success stories who got 2 utilities. I know you got a 3rd utility. Come on. I know there's a 4th utility you haven't reached out to. Turn to your spouse when this video is over and say, Ella, it's right. We haven't reached out to the other company. Reach out to the other utility company and get that sum of money. It's an extra $550. To all the viewers who understood what I said early on, which is there's no car stimulus. There is no automotive stimulus, but I can get those other items paid. And you pounced and you got them. I love you. You did it right. And we're continue to do it. If we look over the last year, Donut Guy hasn't done well. Donut Guy hasn't done well and will never do well because he's waiting around for one event, doesn't want to do anything, and is going to end the year with $1,400. You're not. You're going to end with thousands of dollars. You're going to have that Christmas stimulus in your wallet before Christmas, and you're going to continue to get more items even the days after Christmas as well. It's important to understand that you should never be focused on only one instrument, but you should advocate for as many instruments that pay you cash. So pick up the phone and call those 6 senators because you want as much money as you can get. You don't care what it's called, so long as you get a lot of it. And so pick up the phone and call Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Sanders, by example, says that he wants to add 3 more provisions in there for seniors. He wants that Medicaid, the Medicaid expansion, those 3 provisions. So they have a lot to add. Meantime, have you seen what's coming to this channel? Oh boy, it's a great programming block, and it started early this week. The new evenings programming block on the channel is the show Evenings LA at 5 o'clock, new every night. Then Evenings Countdown and Encore performances show at 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock is the new holiday stream and stimulus. It's an encore performance of your favorite holiday show at 7 o'clock. And now 8 o'clock is Calcino. Tonight is episode 2 of Calcino. And in the episode, Javila confronts the lack of tree in the set. She wonders why there's no tree in the set. And specifically, why there's no scarf.
And I'm very disturbed that there's no holiday decor here. I mean, it's the holidays. Can we at least invest in a scarf tree? I mean, it's festive. You walk into a beautiful office like this, well, okay office, and you see the scarf tree in the corner, and you realize that business owner went to TJ Maxx. They got their EIDL grant, they invested, they went to the full $15,000 or whatever they offer there now that I've quit, and they invested in a good working capital of a scarf tree. It's times like this that you have to bring your decor up to par. It's a holiday season, and either you come to the game and perform, or you go home like the Cowboys. And there we go. And the hate mail starts. Yeah, how about this weekend? Washington. So there you go. Join me next on Countdown. Then we go into holidays, street and stimulus, and then Calcino. That is tonight's episode. You just saw a preview, the first ever of tonight's episode. What's going on with Blaine 66 and Sirloin? They'll be in that show as well. Meantime, make sure you subscribe. Go on this video right now and subscribe. Like the video and consider becoming a member. Have a beautiful evening. Stay informed, stay focused, always stay positive. Keep on getting that money and stay with LA for more.